Hello friends, welcome to lecture number 3 on mechanical vibrations. So in this lecture we will be seeing types of vibrations and their causes. So the different types of vibrations are free and forced vibrations, damped and undamped vibrations, deterministic and random vibrations, longitudinal, transverse and torsional vibrations, and transverse vibrations. So, before we move on to this lecture, I request you to please subscribe to our channel Mechanical Engineering Tutorials. Also, please like and share this video with your friends. Please follow our Facebook page Mechanical Engineering Tutorials and our Instagram and Twitter handle. The links are in the description. So let us begin with this lecture today. So let us see the first type or the group of type of vibrations, that is free and forced vibrations. So when no external force acts on the body after giving it an initial displacement, then the body is said to be under free or natural vibration. So if you take a spring mass system and just pull the mass and leave it, the mass oscillates because of the spring. So this oscillation without any external force, we call it as free vibrations. It is in this way. So we have a spring connected to a mass m. So when I give a displacement x, the initial displacement, this mass m oscillates up and down. So this is fixed at this end. So this type of motion or vibration is called as free vibration. Coming to the forced vibration, when the body vibrates under the influence of an external force, then the body is said to be under forced vibration. Say for example, how many of you have noticed the vibrations which you are getting in your vehicle handle? Whenever your vehicle moves into a pothole, there is a sudden jerk coming on the handle of your vehicle, especially if you are riding the two-wheeler. This is because there is an external force acted onto the suspension system of the vehicle, and this force gets transmitted towards the vehicle handle, and this suspension suddenly vibrates. So this can be an example of forced vibration. Or in simple words, if I take a spring mass system this way, and if I connect an external force to it, because of this force there is vibration of this mass. So this is called as forced vibration. Also, then coming to the vehicles, the vibrations because of the engine rotation is also an example of forced vibration. The next type of vibration we are having is damped and undamped vibrations. If the vibrations in the system has a damper, then there is reduction in the amplitude over every cycle of the vibration. Since the energy of the system will be dissipated due to the friction, this type of vibration is called a damped vibration. Say for example, I'll take again the same spring mass system as I had taken in the previous case. Now this I shall put it in a oil bath. That is, I'll take a container having oil. When I give an initial displacement, there is vibration of this mass, but due to this oil there is a resistance offered on this vibration. So this is called as damping. So oil acts as the damper. Now again in this case also, if I apply an external force F to this mass, it is called as damped forced vibrations. If it vibrates just after giving an initial displacement on its own, then it is called damped free vibration. The undamped vibration has no damper in the vibration system, and the vibration is called undamped vibration. So simple spring mass system without any damper or any resistance, we call it as undamped vibrations. And again, if it is vibrating on its own, it is undamped free vibration, and if it is vibrating due to some force, it is called as undamped forced vibration. Next we shall see what is deterministic and random vibrations. If the magnitude of the excitation force or the motion acting on a vibrating system is known, then the excitation is known as deterministic vibration. That is, if we know the magnitude of the force, now say for example, I take the forced vibration system which is fixed and apply an external force F. If I know the magnitude of this F, okay, or the rate at which this force is being applied to this mass, then it is called as the deterministic vibration. So if I know this x sine omega t, F is equal to x sine omega t, if I know the frequency, if I know the time period, and if I know the amplitude, then I can know the value of F, and with this value of F known, we can say it is a deterministic vibration. Now coming to the random vibration. So for random vibration, this value of force F is unknown and may not be constant every time. So there is again a force applied to this, but if this is unknown, then we consider this as a random vibration. Okay, so this vibration will not have a fixed pattern of amplitude or a fixed amplitude value. Such type of vibration is a random vibration. So next we shall see what are longitudinal vibrations. So when the particles of shaft or a disc moves parallel to the axis of the shaft, then the vibrations are known as longitudinal vibrations. So I just take a figure over here. So I have a shaft which is having a disc at its end. Now this is the axis of the shaft. The vibration is parallel to the axis. That is, every particle in the shaft or on the disc vibrate parallel to this axis. You can see this vibrating direction and the axis, they are parallel. Then this type of vibration is known as longitudinal vibration. Next is transverse vibration. So if the vibration is perpendicular to the axis, it is called as transverse vibration. That is, if this disc oscillates in this way, so if you have this type of motion, that is over here like this, if it is oscillating perpendicular to the axis of the shaft, then this type of vibration we call it as the transverse vibration. The next one is torsional vibration. Again, if I take the disc and the shaft arrangement, and if this disc oscillates or vibrates circular to this axis, okay, in this direction, it is twisting in nature. So if there is a twisting motion along the axis of the shaft, then we call it as the torsional vibration. So it is said, when the particles of the shaft or disc moves in a circular about the axis of the shaft, and if shafts gets alternately twisted and untwisted on account of vibratory motion, then the vibrations are known as torsional vibrations. Coming to the last type of vibration, that is transient vibration. The free vibrations continue indefinitely, that is infinitely, in an ideal system as there is no damping. There is a reduction in amplitude of vibration continuously because of damping in a real system and vanishes ultimately. The vibration in real system is called as a transient vibration. Okay, so there is a reduction in amplitude of vibration continuously because of damping in the system. That is, when I take a spring mass system, okay, I don't have any external damper to this, but the mass and the stiffness of the spring will act as the internal damping, and this amplitude starts to diminish. Okay, so initially it will go on diminishing. So the slow diminishing of the vibration amplitude due to its own physical properties, we call it as the transient vibrations. So these are about the different types of vibration. Now we shall just see what are the different causes of vibrations. So some of the causes of vibrations, though there are many, but I have listed just a few of the causes. Unbalanced forces in machines. So unbalanced forces occur when there is no proper distribution of mass in the components. Say for example, there is a wheel which is rotating. If at some point a mass is concentrated, then there will be no proper rotation of this wheel and this wheel tends to wobble around its axis, causing vibrations. So this is because of the unbalanced forces in the machine. Next is because of the external excitation. The same example I gave you, when you're driving, the vibrations occur because of the forces in the engine. So as the engine starts working, there is rotary and reciprocating elements in the engine which tend to cause excitation to other parts of the vehicle. Okay, so the next cause of vibration is the drive friction between two mating parts. So now, when there are two parts and there is no any lubricant between them, there will be a friction occurring between them, and this friction tends to screech or scratch between the two surfaces and you have a screeching noise. Say for example, when you are writing on the blackboard with a chalk, there is drive friction occurring on the surface of the blackboard and the surface of the chalk. So creating that irritation sound is because of the drive friction, and this can tend to cause vibrations when two parts are mating. Next we have the natural causes, that is earthquakes. So many of you all have seen when there is an earthquake, the buildings tend to vibrate. So other structures tend to vibrate. Though the last natural cause of vibration is because of the winds. So wind can move in any direction and this can tend to sway long structures in or either directions. So this can be another natural cause of vibrations. So these are the different types of vibrations and the causes of vibrations. So we will stop here in this lecture. So thank you for patient listening. So if you have liked this video, please like and share this video with your friends, and also please subscribe to our channel Mechanical Engineering Tutorials. Please like our Facebook page Mechanical Engineering Tutorials, and please follow our Instagram and Twitter handles. The links are in the descriptions. Thank you.